Hello and welcome. I'm here with LOB, the impresario of Northern California who has brought us for all these wonderful years NorCal Noise Fest with his team. And he will be performing with Instagon this year at Wonder Valley 13. So one of the first things you notice about Instagon is how long it has been going. So, Lob, what is the secret to longevity in an era of diminished attention spans?
Well, I guess a couple of things, the first being to just not care. Not caring is the key point to just longevity in general. I do Instagram mostly for my own pleasure and my own enjoyment, which includes trying to involve and interact with an audience, but isn't a requirement really. And as long as the players on stage involved with the ritual are participatory, uh, it's going to do its thing. And as long as it happens and I get a good recording and I can capture it, then I'm really happy with the event. Even if it was like a complete pain in the ass on stage, as long as I've got a good capture of it, so I can try to maybe find some relevance of happiness in it later, or something meaningful that can be used later. I'm all right. But if the next thing is that it's really not a band. It's not a musical thing. Sure, it uses those elements, but it's a conceptual art project at its core, and it has no real end date. It's just something that goes forward and just tries to see what happens next, because that's the whole concept of it. Once it happens, it's gone until the next spot, until the next invocation and appearance and Instagon. It's never ever had the repetitive nature that most bands or songs or musical elements have. So keeping attention has always been by being surprising and doing things unsuspected. The chaos and the element of surprise helps, but keeping those to happening in a subtle way piques more interest than the shock value, which just goes, "Oh, I've seen that," you know. But if you keep it doing it weird and something strange and different all the time, then you are able to sort of hold out a little bit more of attention to people who have no attention span.
Well, in full disclosure, I have been part of Instagon and it has been a great honor. But the people that are on stage with you, I think you really have a talent for bringing out the best of the group and
Well,
as a
because that's
band
like
leader.
that's just the element of musicianship that Instagon implores to make its ritual powered. Is that the element of musicianship? Is that if you put people on stage, they're going to bring their A game. If you put people on stage with people, in front of people, if you put people on stage in front of people, they're going to bring their A game. If you put people on stage in front of people with people that they don't know, then you have everybody bringing their A game and everyone trying to interact with each other on an A level. And so it just is one of those things. It's like when you get musicians want to be competitive. And so you put them in a playpen and let them play. And it's really fun.
Well, it works very consistently. It's pretty amazing. Could you describe the various types of sets that Instagon does? Specifically, the mixer set is a little bit different than just people gathering and playing.
Well, yeah, Instagon is a concept of live performance interaction. And so I try to explore new territory when I find some. And over the years, it's been 28 years. I've done lots of things and gone through lots of phases, and there's been just like pure chaotic noise with lots and lots of people doing everything at once. And there's been harsh noise walls, and then there's and percussion and tribal stuff. I've done ambient and minimal and conceptual and performance. But I mean, overall, I have a lot of fun with sonic interaction type formats like the jazz, rock, space, prog, improvisational thing. And then, yeah, with the mixer set. And the mixer set was kind of just something that grew out of wanting to do what I, playing bass and doing live improv with a jazz band or in a rock element. Like I kind of wanted to be able to do something like that in a noise environment. And so by using the mixer itself as the instrument and playing with source material that I have no preparation for, gives it so, how it works is that, I invite a group of people that's, could be, I like a group of like 5 to 7 personally. That's a great number of people. But I mean, it's been like, 3, 4, but I mean, I like it when it's like 5 to 7. It's been as big as 11. 11, I think, is the biggest one that I've had so far. And I had to use 2 mixers to pull it off. It was really fun. And I invite people to come bring any instrument that they want, any toy that they want, any sound device that they want, as long as it has one line out, a direct line out. And so then I plug that line into a mixer, and that's that person's channel. And then I can manipulate their low end, their high end, their panning, their whatever I want on their channel, their volume. And by getting a variety of people and inviting people who are not necessarily noise artists as well, that's a key point to mixer sets that I really like. I really like inviting musicians who don't understand noise and aren't part of the noise community to play in a mixer set. How much just bring your guitar.
Yeah.
And then they're like, what? And it's really fun. Like a couple of people really picked that up and had a good time with it. Like Chaddy Williams, he really gets it. He he'll get his guitar and noodle and wait for it to come up in the mix because he knows I'm going to bring him up in the mix at some point. But some people don't, and they're like, "What am I doing? Where am I?" And it's really fun to watch them figure it out. And but yeah, again, you put people in a situation where they have to play a game and they're like, what is going on? Everybody else seems to get this. I got to figure this out. And so eventually they figure it out,
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Wow. Yeah. Well, the mixer sets have been distinctive. They're really interesting.
Yeah, I really like the mixer sets. They're fun. I don't get to do them as often as I'd like because they're not something I can really book in a regular performance situation. It needs to be more of a staged noise, either a noise situation where I'm going to involve a variety of noise players, or an artistic, like a gallery or some sort of presentation where it works well with the ambience in the room, like say the Luggage Store Gallery in San Francisco, or somewhere like that, where it's like I really like I want to do the mixer set more in interesting spaces. Like if you're listening to this and you're interested in what I'm talking about, if you have an interesting space, I would love to come do a mixer set in an interesting space.
Cool. So is there any piece of gear that you find particularly inspiring that you are going to be bringing to Wonder Valley 13 that you're going to be using for your set?
I got a new bass multi-effect pedal from Zoom over the lockdown, and I haven't really started exploring much with it yet. I got a few micro pedals as well that I'm really into, so I have new toys to play with. But I'm probably not going to really need to do much with them until I can play on stage again with a crowd or with people. And it's like I'm not really able to do much with one of these things. And so, but right now, most of my audio work has been the tools and tracking abilities and looping stuff in Adobe Audition. I've been doing a lot of like getting source material from others that I can work with to manipulate and remix and add in order to create new composition. Like the video that I released in December for the Audio Waffle was the first time that I'd done a video at all. And I did like a bunch of weird shots on my phone. And I've done a bunch of shots on my phone for something that I have planned for Wonder Valley that's going to be sort of similar in that fashion, like some minimal imagery, and then combined with this new type of composition that I've been doing, where it's like taking, like I did one where I just took samples. I used an Instagon show and just took samples out of parts of that Instagon show to create things to use for another composition that I could loop and do things with.
Okay.
And so, and then I don't know. I've just been doing some more, like I don't know, because I don't think I'm going to be doing anything live. So I'm going to be doing more of a video presentation, and I'm kind of working on that video now.
Cool.
Should be something interesting and different.
Outstanding. Well, I have a question here that harkens back to your extensive experience promoting all manner of things. Do you have one tip for people that want to promote shows?
Run away. No. Seriously, I don't know. My best advice is to do shows. Don't just book bands. Plan out and think about your event. Make what makes events fun. How can you make your event fun and memorable, and interact with your audience? Talk to them. Find out what they like and want. It'll go a long way. I kind of remember like promoter wise. Like the best promoter, if you think promoters, when you think of the word promoter, the first words that come to your mind are probably Bill Graham.
Yes, Bill Graham. Yes.
Okay, like Bill Graham is like the first word that comes to your mind when you think promoter. And Bill was fucking such a cool cat. You used to see him running around in a golf cart at dead shows, and he would be in the parking lot. He would interact with people, and he was really easy to go up and talk to. And he was really fun, and was a really great guy. And I used to see him at dead shows, and it was cool. And like being that was like how. It's like that's a promoter. That's somebody that interacts with his crowd, and he goes out, and does things with them, involves them. That's how people would get in. He would hey, I need people to pick up trash. If I offer them a free ticket, they'll pick up trash. And it was how you interact with your crowd. And it's and how you keep your venue clean. It's just about thinking about everything. When you're I don't know, but I just say be real. If you really want to do a good show, if you want to book a good show, be real about it. Don't
Very cool. Fake. So we're done with the questions.
Yeah.
What would you like to talk about? What's on your mind these days?
Well, I mean, I'm really the whole aspect of being stuck in a screen is kind of tough. And, I really miss being out and about with people and having a beer and being able to chill out and interact with loud volume. I think that the noise community has really stepped up its game in the last year of the lockdown, in the time of the age of no stage, as I like to call it.
Mm-hmm.
The noise scene has really stepped up its video presentation game and has really done some really amazing things in video-wise, but it's also lost a big element of itself too, because the harsh noise wall has become quiet. And the harsh noise wall doesn't do well on the screen. The harsh noise wall needs the vibration of the speakers and needs the intensity of the power of the air coming from the speakers. And so the harsh noise wall has been quiet for a year for the whole noise community. And I really miss the harsh noise wall. And I think when we come out of this on the other side, there's going to be some mean, loud shows, some really mean, loud shows. And, but I think that it's going to be really needed, because people need those people have been quiet and haven't been able to unleash in the way like I feel quieted, like I feel really like I can't. A lot of my stuff is in storage, and I'm not able to do anything volume wise, and like I have really no outlet in that way, except for in headphones and a different, like in a way that's like not normal to me. It's like I've really had to relearn how to find my creative voice, because my creative voice is really about interacting with other people, which I haven't been able to do.
Well, there's no doubt that the transition to what we can do as opposed to what we want to do is awkward, and we're trying to do the best we can. So, and I've seen some people do great stuff.
Yeah, I mean, right now, my mind is just getting focused on the upcoming, what starts soon. Like, let's see, what's today? The 14th, 15th of. Yeah, so like, yeah, in a couple of weeks, we're going to start talking about accepting applicants for Noise Fest 25.
Wow.
NorCal Noise Fest 25 happens this year.
Wow.
And it'll probably be a digital adventure and won't be live. I would love it to be live, but I don't know. Right now, we're kind of planning for not to be. I hope that changes. I hope that there gets to be some sort of live element, some sort of hybrid between the two.
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal, ideally. But yeah, Noise Fest 25 is this year, and I think we're going to make trading cards. I think we're going to start a new trading card series that I don't know. I've got this whole idea for trading cards and a noise the trading card game, and all these wonderful things that
I think trading cards is like the best idea I've heard in a long time. That's great. That's a great idea.
Yeah, trading cards. Yeah, trading cards. That's going to be something fun for Noise Fest 25 that we're working on, coming from my camp of madness.
Well, you've got a team up there, and you guys come up with stuff, and you make it happen. That's so impressive.
Well, we try. I mean, there's great people here. There's wonderful, wonderful people here that are great to work with. I don't, I love getting to work with great people here. I've been in Sacramento a long time. I don't know how long I'm going to be in Sacramento, because it's getting to be a little bit too unbearable to afford to live here. It's like, it's like, Mark, I mean, you remember when I was in Orange County, and I kind of got chased out of Orange County because I couldn't afford to live there anymore. And so I moved up here, and now it's becoming like it was in Orange County 15 years ago. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's going
I just
around.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So, but anyway, we're still talking about NorCal Noise Fest 25. It's covered, and that's what's on the slate currently.
Very cool.
In my immediate future, and
trading
the Wonder
cards
Valley
is a
13.
great idea.
Yeah, trading cards is going to be fun. We're gonna introduce something fun and interesting into the scene. I kind of want to I'd like to get. I kind of want to talk to some other people like. I've already kind of started talking a little bit to Jay Watson from Placenta Records, who does the Detroit fests out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to talk to people, if we could get trading cards from other fests to happen to where they could actually be interactive, it would be really fun.
That would be great. Yeah. Steve Davis, he's got his Northeast Fest going.
He's got some madness happening in his life right now. That guy, man. I love him.
Yeah, well,
really awesome.
We're quite honored to have him joining us this year at Wonder Valley. So
that's cool.
Stepping up with the videos as well. Well, Lob, thank you very much. I think we've had a lovely chat, and I'm confident people will enjoy
delicious. It's been delicious. I look forward to seeing what everybody comes up with at Wonder Valley 13, and I will be there. I hope you're there too.
Most definitely.